Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. Listen, today I got some juice for you today. Today we have a very special guest. We're going to get right into it. I don't want to hold you long. He's here. He's early. He got here faster than a prompt on his teaching website, on his course website. That thing is super fast. I don't know if you guys have seen it. We're going to talk about it here. Once we get the Learnerverse founder is going to come on. So let me tell you really quick. I want to set this tool up really quick before the founder comes on. Very friendly founder, which I can appreciate. Every now and then you'll find founders are like, yeah, you guys are looking at that. I can see why that you should get that. Let's put it in. Let's work on it. So I stumbled upon Learnerverse. It's funny. Mark Rodriguez and I, we were talking about it. And he's like, Jenny, you think? I was like, yeah, let's take a look at it. Let's pull it off the shelf. We pulled it off, start looking at it. We hopped on the phone. We started digging into the back. And I was like, man, it's not bad. Then because of this channel, we always try to go through different things that we think tools should have or what makes it the perfect tool. One of the things that we found was it was very fast. And we found out that the actual architect that they were building it on gave us room for scalability and into the future. So, and it sparked my interest. And so it moved up to the top of my charts, definitely on my index. I do an index report once a month. It definitely moved up, and I'll probably be discussing a little bit more about it this month as well. But listen, without further ado, I'm going to have Zach come on. He's going to give you like a 30-second infomercial of what Learniverse is. And we're going to take off from there. We're going to just talk about some different questions and talk about some of the juice behind the tool. So without further ado, let me bring Zach on. Let me see if he's all hooked up. Hey, Zach, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Jenny? I'm doing wonderful. And you?
Look at Zach's hair, man. He looks like an AI model, man.
I might be AI. I'm not.
Hey, never know these days, right? So, Zach, I'm going to give you a solo shot. I want you to tell the people what Learniverse is and how it can change their business perspective.
Yeah, for sure. So I first want to give a little bit of a background about me. So my name is Zach, and I'm a founder from Montreal, Canada. And I've always been super interested in the learning space and technology and AI. So that's why when ChatGPT came out a few years ago, I was actively looking at building solutions for people creating courses, for people in the e-learning spaces. And that's when I started building Learniverse. And essentially Learniverse at the moment is a tool that allows any course creator, e-learning developers or managers to create personalized e-learning for their students or learners at like a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the speed. It allows you to manage your learners and send in your courses to your learners. And we're really focusing on the AI infrastructure. So basically providing the highest quality AI-powered courses out there. We even want to scale that further in the future. A lot of people have been talking about the agents, AI agents and stuff like that. So Learniverse's mission for the next few years is to build the first e-learning developer AI agent. So yeah, so that's me, and it's great to meet you guys. It's good to be here.
Wow. You should get excited just hearing that. So thank you, Zach, for sharing that. So now let's talk about the tool and kind of let's talk about the industry first. Just kind of talk about the industry a little bit, because I've been in the learning space, I don't know, maybe the last 10 years or so. When things were super expensive, right? I want to say it was about 10 years. Was it about 10 years ago? 2015? Well, maybe around 2000, maybe around 2017, 18 or something like that. So I've been involved with this in this space for a while. And I remember it was super expensive. So tell us what you see. So now it's, AI is doing a lot of work for us, but tell us about this industry and where you think it's heading. Let's try to get into your head and what you think.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, honestly, the spark for this idea started when I was working in the industry. I was working as a PwC consultant in finance, and I was responsible in the basically the new hires and developing the e-learning for them. So trained on, how to be a good consultant, how to build good models. And when I started building those courses and those, learning paths, that's when I noticed that, wow, it's actually crazy the amount of time it requires to transfer the knowledge that I have in my head to the learners, to the people in front of me. And basically I asked myself, is it a problem because I don't know the thing, or I don't know how to deliver it, or it's a problem with the technology stack? And I was basically like, because when AI dropped, I'm like a spark clicked. I'm like, whoa. So basically now the transfer of knowledge and information between what I have in my head and the aggregation of all the resources that I know are good for my learners, this I can combine and I can put it in the AI and basically accelerate the pace of creation. So this spark, when I first had it, I was like, okay, let me try to see how I can build this. And is there other people building such a thing? And at that time, there was absolutely nobody. There were, course creators, but you had to do everything manually, create the content by yourself and curate it and do all the thing yourself, right? And then progressively platforms started to kind of strap AI onto it.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a minute, right? So, and you're right. It's like people that already invested all this money in the space, and you had new players coming on as COVID started to take over and all that. You had new players entering. So when they were still entering in, they were still building off the old architecture. Why? Because ChatGPT and AI wasn't even that. Yeah, that didn't even come along until maybe a year after COVID.
Yeah.
I think if we're doing our math, I mean, it's been around for years, right? I think maybe 2011. But I think for you to come along and say, you know what, let me build it on the AI architecture from the jump. That's what I saw the greatest difference is, because I saw some of those older tools and I said, oh, well, let's bolt this on and you can kind of do that. You can tell the difference. So I wanted to let people know, and a lot of people don't know this, like this tool was built off of the AI stack. So if you wanted to add anything else to that, I just thought that was very big. Yeah.
Yeah, very good point, Jenny. I think it's just a matter of perspective. Honestly, I don't think we don't have any technology that the other competitors don't have. We don't have something that they don't have, or we don't have something that's extremely secret that we need to protect. It's just a matter of the perception on how the course creation industry and the e-learning industry is going to change. To me, I think I have a unique perspective where the competitors, seeing their product, they tend to say okay, people are going to continue building on a platform and being intricately involved in the course creation process, actively creating the questions and answers and everything like that.
Sure.
And even curating the content. And I think us at Learnerverse, we have a different approach where we see as time advances, the course creator will eventually step back and adopt more of a visionary or manager position in course creation process. And we'll simply just have some AI agents that work for this person. So even you can think of it even the resource aggregation, finding good resources, good books, formulating the content, formulating the questions. Essentially now the bridge between the knowledge in the course creator's head and the learner will be so much faster. And the course creator will no longer spend all of his time or waste time in this sense, being in the nitty-gritty or wasting time on the details, just focusing on vision, which I think to me is the most important part of knowledge transfer.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about, let's get into the vision of the tool. And if you guys are just joining and just showing up, hey, give us a thumbs up. Let us know. Got to give us a thumbs up. Got to give us the juice so we can continue to bring good founders on like Zach here at Learnerverse. So I don't want to get into the name, but I think the name has something to do with the future of the tool, right? You can't talk about, I kind of know the AppSumo way is, listen, don't be promising a whole lot of things that is not available right now, but where do you see you guys going in the future? And then why should we take this journey with Learnerverse? Why should we? Because there's a lot of tools out there and they're just the older tools to try to choose. I don't want to name drop any of those tools. I think you know who they are. There's some that's actually started this industry, but they're not built on this architecture. So the whole Learnerverse thing is, tell us about that, because I kind of know about it. We kind of discussed it already, but kind of tell us about the Learnerverse and the future of Learnerverse, the name and all that. Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's a good question. I think this, as a founder, there's always this constant debate on, do you invest the resources and mental power in pushing the boundaries and like truly excite your users and like bring something that is revolutionary, or you really focus the resources on, strengthening the fundamentals and, maybe like other platformers are doing, like adding all the features that people are caring about. So that's like the interesting position. I definitely like to have more of the position that I build a strong fundamental, but without wasting too much time in adding so many features. Because as I probably told you before, I don't want to compete on a feature basis with other platforms. If you want to count the amount of features that X platform has versus Learniverse, you're probably going to find that the other platform has more features. What we want to do at Learniverse is have our core features, something that really is attached to the brand of Learnerverse, and that is so good at solving the problem of the user that there's really only us that can do it so well. So that's where we're at.
So when you say you don't want to, I mean, so what do I say to the people out there like the Big Kev's World from UK? Shout out, Noku. She's out there. Shout out to these are people that are in my communities and part of my subscribers to the channel. What do you say to those people? Is, well, you don't have features, or you don't have as many features, or not feature rich like some of these other tools. Why should we go with a Learnerverse? I know the answer, but I want to see what you're going to say.
Well, it's interesting because lifetime deals, right? It's an interesting type of business decisions.
Sure.
Where in most cases you're investing in the tool's potential and the founder's potential.
Sure.
So to me, like really, if you're starting Learnerverse for the first time and you see something unique, and even in the things that I'm saying out here, you see the vision that it could be different than other tools. And then you see it shaping through the weekly updates that we do, even bi-weekly sometimes.
Sure.
And you see it shaping through, then honestly, I don't feel like there's a better deal than getting Learnerverse right now as a lifetime user. And to the concerns that, yeah, maybe on like a feature-based like comparison where, oh, I need to solve this problem right now. Do I use X platform or do I use your Learnerverse? Right. Well, for Learnerverse, you're definitely going to have some really good things that it can solve right now. But if you're looking for all of the 100 possible features, then maybe you can, right, like invest in Learnerverse for, to kind of get this deal at this price, and then invest in the future and watch as we grow week by week, watch as we integrate new exciting features and we build upon the core. So that's the way I see it. There's already hundreds of users that found great use in our AI course creator.
Right.
But to me, I'm just getting started. It's just the beginning. So that's why I'm even more excited to start building some upon our fundamentals and more exciting stuff for you guys.
Yeah, I think what I noticed, and I'll let people know and they can chime in and you guys can chime. Big Kev's, I was wondering if Big Kev's World or C Stores here, wonder if they were able to pick it up, or if they thought about picking it up, or what were their reservations for picking it up. Because most of the digital marketers have some type of learning management system, some type of LMS. We have something, may not be all what we want, but if we want to share and or get information to our clients and or prospective clients, we do have some type of platform that does that. Now, and no one has, I can probably legitimately say that, really, at least watching this. There's 12 people here watching, but even in my community, that there's no one that has more tools than I do, right? I use them I review them, I look at them, I use them for my 3 different companies, and I'm an educator. So I've been teaching forever, right? All levels, 7 through 70, right? I've taught every single level. One thing that I was automatically drawn to within minutes, and Mark Rodriguez, we were on the line until late. I know in the wee hours on his side, because he's on the on the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast. It wasn't late hours for me. I was just chilling. But we were just sitting there and we were just thinking about all the imagination, all the different things that we can do. He's a teacher or an instructor in his industry, and I'm a teacher. One of the things that I do is teach. And what we were able to find out was the amount of courses you can create in short order. And I think that was the alarming part. It's like, whoa, I can create a course on this. And so what we've decided to do and what we've been thinking is we spent maybe an hour, just him and I going back and forth. And we were thinking about the things that we had taught in the past that now can become courses. And all we had to do was either load a PDF of that particular outline of our class that we've taught in the past. Because again, we teach all these classes, load that up, create a short course out of it like that. And I gotta be honest with you, that has been my biggest challenge with building out some of my academies. I run 4 academies right now. And that's been my biggest challenge of filling out the academies, is taking time building the courses. And I appreciate what you're doing. Go ahead. What you were going to say something?
Just have a quick question. Like, actually curious about this. Is what's taking the most time in your course creation process, Jenny? Is it like the resource aggregation? It's actually creating the text content or filming yourself?
I think it's both of those. It's all 3 of those, right? The filming of myself, and it used to take hours upon hours to create a good outline, to create good talking points. Then you had to record yourself. I think now with Learnerverse, I have the aggregation where I can pull the YouTube videos. And I think we talked about, and we'll probably talk about towards the end, because we have a hard stop, but we'll probably talk about at the end how the aggregation of the videos help, right? And how it allows me to get the courses out a lot faster. Now, for those of you who know me, and what I recommend even in the classes that I have is, when I'm teaching digital marketers, I say, listen, don't use AI as a crutch, right? Use it as an assistant to help you speed up your creation process. Don't say, hey, I'm just going to put out a whole bunch of AI courses. That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is, you're already an expert in an area. You just use the assistance of a tool like a Learnerverse and say, hey, I have an outline. Here's the outline. I need your help in kind of organizing this for me and kind of put it into a nice, presentable fashion. What I like about what your tool does, and where it's really helped me, right, is I snap my finger, because that's how fast once you put in the prompt, it gets it out like that. But what I like about what your tool does is, if nothing else, it aggregates YouTube videos for me that I may have never discovered, right? And by bringing in those videos and what we talked about, and this is a little hack, this is the digital growth hacks. That's what we do here, is give you hacks, is what we decided on. We said, hey, listen, if it's going to give me the YouTube videos and I already know about it, I can study that video myself, or use one of my other tools like a Merlin or something like that. Give me an outline of that video, right? And then create my own video and then drop my video into where the aggregation, where you like that, huh, Zach? Zach's like, that's what you were hoping how we would use it. That's how fast it's speeding it up, because I don't have time to search for every single video that's out there that covers that. But your tool finds me a good video that gives me the good that I can incorporate into my learning. Tell me a little bit about that, the thought process.
Yeah, first of all, I think you're gonna really like tonight's update, or it's gonna be an overhaul.
Hold on. Hey, listen, you're hearing it here. You're hearing it here first on Digital Growth Hacks. Now, what we got, Zach? Let me listen, because first of all, before you do this, you got to let me show you what you got to do, Zach. You got to go. All right, listen. What we got coming tonight, Zach? Oh man, what do we got coming tonight, Zach? Come on, man. What we got?
So we're launching a new YouTube Q&A component, because I've noticed that it can be like some friction in trying to find the resources out there, trying to find like stuff.
It'll hallucinate a little bit.
It can hallucinate. So we're launching a new version that allows it to, it makes it so much easier to either embed your own videos, YouTube videos, or have an embedded YouTube search in all of your components. So you'll be able to search the keywords in there, retrieve the video, and then input it immediately without leaving the Learniverse platform.
Ooh.
So I think you'll like tonight's update.
But, my goodness. So with that being said, Is there an opportunity? So we're only on YouTube now. We're not going to do any Vimeo or any other embeds yet, or is that coming, or is that something on the horizon?
Yeah, it wouldn't be too hard to add the Vimeo. I just want to start with YouTube, make sure it's really solid
Get it
first.
tight. Okay.
Yeah, really tight there.
Okay.
And then when it's solid, I could just add the Vimeo extension. Would be rather easy.
Yeah, it's not so much as we're looking for Vimeo videos. It's so much, let me put my Vimeo video in. That's what I'm saying. Because some of us do have a lot of our video repository on Vimeo, or we may have it on a different tool like a Gumlet video. I think a lot of people purchase Gumlet from the AppSumo community. So having the ability just to embed a tool like Gumlet, and maybe if you need a test or you need to look at the test code of the embed, or it's just an iframe, or we just really need an iframe embed. I think iframe is the easiest. It's the safest. It's the easiest to do, but to have an iframe embed, that would be useful as well. What do you think about that?
Yeah, 100%. It's in the coming updates for sure. The iframe, and even something that Mark Rodriguez mentioned to me, and I found it was a great idea. He said, like, I would love to present a video like before starting my course. By the way, last week we integrated a new welcome model.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. But I'd find it'd be nice to have like just an embed without the Q&A, that you could just embed your YouTube videos or videos there and be like, hey guys, welcome to my course, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like
now we're getting
a welcome video embed. So this is also coming shortly to Learnerverse.
Yeah, now we're getting it. All right. So Big Kev says, hey, I'm building a course on LMS, on WordPress. Recording the vids are super long. This was my issue. Dude, do you know if people knew, because it worked for me, because like I said, I have 4 academies. I have so many courses up right now in each one of the academies. It was taking me forever.
Yeah.
I mean, forever to put these together. And now I'm in quick work. So my hack on this is get the courses out, come back, clean them up, get your own videos. It's better to me. It's better to get the content out, clean it up.
Yeah.
Right. To me, it's worked better than having like a blank canvas. Because as a course creator, you can have a blank canvas for weeks, for days, right? And just having the inspiration now, using the AI to help me expedite the process, I'm telling you, it has been a life changer and a game changer to me. So yeah, he said he's putting it on WordPress. You guys are killing me on the WordPress. Yeah, anyway, that's another story. So, oh, what did I do here? I was clicking on something. So, C-Store said, hey, I will likely move up. Not sure about the quiz feature. Will Learniverse supply the quiz questions? Do I have to watch the video it pulls in to come up with the questions? I think that is the way that it is now. But what do you what are you hearing on that in your?
Yeah, I can answer that.
Sure.
Thanks for the comment, by the way. C-Store.
Yeah.
So the quiz section, if you just want to ask multiple choice questions to your learners, then we have a quiz component, multiple choice question that you can just insert in your course, and then you can click on generate with AI, and then clicking on it will ask you to prompt it. So you could write something like, test the learner about X, Y, and Z, and then you generate, and it creates the multiple choice question automatically
from the video.
Yeah, so that's without the video. Now, if you want it to be attached to a video, you can input any YouTube video link and it will display. And then you generate with AI, and Learniverse AI will fetch the YouTube video, understand the content and the transcript, and based on it, generate the Q&A.
So I just want to make sure that I understand, because the way we generate it now, and I think what Michael is saying is, he's saying, and I've seen this, and I haven't went back to do it because I haven't really did that much as far as using the YouTube videos. I've been putting in my own videos, but what it's doing now is it's saying, here's a video on that topic, and then you got A, B, C, and D. It doesn't, you have to now go in and say, you have to pick whatever the right answer is, but you have to listen to the video and then are you saying, just so I understand you correct, are you saying I could click a function on there and maybe I'm missing it?
Yeah, it's already live, Jenny, actually, but maybe it's not. That's why the overhaul is coming tonight. Maybe it's not as clear that you can generate the questions here, But yeah, right now you can drop the link of your YouTube video, click generate, it will fetch it automatically and generate your Q&A. Boom.
No, I'm
But
talking about, I'm talking about the ones that it curates for me. I need to get those. I don't want to look at that entire video. That's what
right.
he's saying, and that's what I'm saying. Are
Oh,
you?
okay.
Yeah. So it fetches the video for me, but it doesn't give me the answers. I have to manually add.
Oh, no,
Is
it
that
does actually. Yeah, it does. But that's why I'm saying like the
right?
generate with AI feature. So
Yeah.
right now it gets the video for you,
Okay.
lays it in your course, and it has like filler questions like answer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Yeah.
that it's not filled. But to generate it, you click generate with AI, it fetches the transcript and it generates the question and answers. So
Oh,
it's live. Yeah, it's live.
when did
Um,
that wasn't always there? Is that something you guys did you just sneak that in on me overnight, or
I think it was always there, but the way it was presented in the UX was
oh,
maybe not the best. So that's why I'm
is
really
that
excited
so? Are
to
you
finish that
doing
thing.
a drop on that tonight? And you look at it tonight. I wanted to look at that now. I'd be like, that was one of the things that I was like, wow. And to me, I don't want to do it now. I don't want to put you on the spot, but um, so all right. So we got that. So that's answers your question. So now you have to upgrade. Let's look at the deal really quick while we're here, right? Because he's like, hey, I'm going to upgrade, and let's look at the deal here really quick, which is I think it's still a really good deal, by the way. So let me do this. Let me hide that. Put us off to the side here. So this is the Learnerverse deal. Now the deal currently now it's he says he has a tier 1. What is he missing in the tier 1? Is it really the 30 is it really AI credits, or what else is he missing? 2 modules per course. Yeah, that's not a lot. Not enough.
Yeah.
I'd say
So
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, tier one, you're gonna be so you're gonna be limited on the amount of courses you can create and you can have at the same time, as well as the amount of learners and the length of the course that you can build.
Oh,
In terms of feature set as well, tier 4, so like the maximum tier, is the one that will include the most amount of features going forward.
okay.
So I'm even brainstorming things like forums in your groups, or like a personal chat bot for your group that can help answer questions. So a lot of like more complex features that are more demanding on our servers will be accessible by tier 4, but likely not for tier 1. So
Okay.
that is for the future. But immediately from 1 to 4, you're gonna have access to a lot more limits. You're gonna be able to play with the AI a lot more, have unlimited courses at the same time. And
Yeah,
then
so
300 learners per course. So if you have up to 10 learning groups, that's effectively 3,000 learners. So it's quite a bit.
so what you can do and the way it's designed is, so I want to make sure that let me before I answer Big Kev's question, let me ask you this, and this is what I'm thinking is when we say Learniverse, and if I have 10 learning groups at the tier 4, because that's what I got. I already realized the value in the tool, so I got a tier 4. Is if I have 10 learning groups, can one learning group, because I teach multiple disciplines, I may teach retirement and investing in one learning group. I may teach marketing, digital marketing in another learner group. I may teach other sales information and growing your small business in another group. So say I have 3 learning groups, right? Out of the 10.
Yes.
Could my learning group for digital marketing, could that then can I train that learning group off of my knowledge on all things digital marketing and the concepts and the things that I've used in the past, maybe even some of my last courses? And then from what I understood, it would even start recommending courses for me to create. Listen, you created a course on peanut butter and you created a course on jelly. Why
Exactly.
don't you create a course on apple jelly, then strawberry jelly? You know what I'm saying? Or crunchy peanut butter or smooth peanut butter in that learning group. And then that learning group is separate from my retirement and investing group where I'm teaching people retirement concepts and the basic principles in that learning group? And am I able to train that learning group or train each individual learning group on
Independently,
my,
yes.
is that
Yes.
what we're saying?
Yeah, the goal is to make it so each group can be as independent as you can or as you want. So you could have a group that is entirely finance related, and so all of your knowledge base will be this, like finance based, and another group could be, you know, peanut butter and jelly related, and that would be relevant for it. Yeah.
Is that so? I just want to make sure that I'm clear. So the whole Learniverse thing is you can have the learning groups being trained and the intelligence of
Different
the
topics.
AI.
Yes.
Okay, for each learning group. That's the way to broke it. Because when I was under the impression, I thought the way you were telling me, you was like, hey, for Jenny, because Jenny runs multiple brands, right? So if I have 10 different brands, I wanted to train each one differently. I was thinking that Learnerverse would just take Jenny Jones and Jenny Jones's content and create courses around it. I didn't want that. I was wanting to have each learning group
No.
to be
Yeah.
that intelligence. Is that what you're thinking?
So, exactly. So in the world of AI, like the part that I want to give the most amount of control to the user is the part about owning their data and their knowledge base and
Right.
curating it.
Mhm.
So that's why I want to give the user as much visibility on exactly what is currently in their knowledge base, and if they want to drop some new resources in there, and you know, add some personal videos or transcripts of them, so that way when they build with the Learnerverse platform, their knowledge base grows as well, and their Learnerverse AI becomes better and better.
Ooh, love that. So let me ask you this, right? Adrian, hey AC, Adrian asked a question. She's like, hey, listen, what are the export features going to look like? Are you going to create it so you can embed your courses or exports, or what are we looking like on export? Because I think that was kind of a resistance for some people as
Yeah.
well. Do you want to speak on that? I kind of know,
Yeah.
but I want you to speak on it.
Yeah, for sure. So right now, the priority, I know a lot of users have asked, like, is there going to be paywalls? There going to be like a marketplace where you can browse the courses and I can sell my course and stuff like that. So what we really want to focus more on, like embed functionality. So that's the first export features that's coming, is going to be able to embed your course into different websites, and also export it to PDF is coming. So to have a written version of your course is always useful.
Mhm.
So those two is really the focus at the moment.
So you say focus end of Q2, or it may be sooner than you think, Jenny, and digital growth hackers are part of Jenny.
Sooner than you think, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, we build
Adrian.
fast at Learnerverse.
Hey, we build fast. We build fast. They build as fast as their prompts to their courses. That's why you want unlimited. That's why you want tier 4. I'm telling you, this is a still at tier 4. Now you can mark my video. I'm telling you right now. How long have we been doing this? I'm trying to look at the time. You can timestamp this. This thing is fast. And for you to have the ability and the limited offer of being able to build unlimited courses, this is your time now to act. Not trying to upsell you, not trying to oversell you. It's just that if you are a course creator, and if you're not, why not? Right? Everybody's in that business. Well, no, if you're an influencer, you should be some type of course creator. Not everybody, but you should be somewhere down the line, right? Ads are only get you 4 cents, right? But you're in a course creator, you can start. You guys get this, right? So, all right, so we got that. So,
I also do want to mention, if you allow me, Jenny, that
sure.
I really appreciate everyone tuning into the stream. So I do want to say that Learnerverse might be increasing its price in the near future. So it is also the best time to get the deals, because we've had tremendous support, tremendous feedback, and a lot more usage than we thought. So we're considering raising the prices in the near future. So I definitely wouldn't wait too long.
Listen, man, I be bringing you guys some Jenny juice. You're hearing it right now, and I don't know. I don't have any inside secrets, right? Sometimes I do, but I don't know about any price increases. So I'll just let you know I don't know about any. But what I do know is about a pattern that happens, definitely in the LTD space, definitely on AppSumo. If AppSumo catches wind that a tool is exceeding what they thought it would do, just listen. If they catch wind, if they even catch wind of this video, because they're a subscriber to my channel, if they catch wind of this video that this tool is that hot, you're gonna see a timer up there that's gonna say, hey, prices increase. You see my snap finger? That's how fast I complete the courses. You're gonna say, hey, prices increasing. You got 7 days. You cannot say, and then at that particular time, it falls in between paydays or something like that. You can't say I didn't tell you. You cannot say I didn't tell you. Right. That's why I went in and got mine. I said, this is going to be one of those tools. Now, this has happened, and I'll just be honest with you, Zach. This has happened to 3 other tools. I bring them on, sprinkle the Jenny juice on it, right? I'm not saying it's all about me. What it is I've been able to discover a diamond in the rough, a tool that has intrinsic value, which is what I look for when I look for any tool on AppSumo. Do you have something that people have not really figured out that may have the potential to be bigger than what it is? Those are the types of tools I found. Learnerverse is that tool. And if he's telling you, maybe there's some shenanigans, not some shenanigans, but maybe some thoughts going on about increasing the price, it's likely a good chance it's going to probably happen. But you can't say I didn't tell you, right? Tier 4 is where you want to be. That was my recommendation on it. So we have take a couple more questions here. Because World, I take it a section is the equivalent of a topic, and the module is the overall container of the top IC falls under. What is IC? I don't know what he means by that. The top IC. Oh, the topic. Oh, it's split up. Sorry.
Topic, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, what is it?
So I take it a section is the equivalent of a topic. Okay, so section. I don't see section. Maybe did he mean?
Yeah, I can answer that.
Sure. Because I'm looking at him like, what? Come on, Big Kev. He has an accent too, man. He's funny. So go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I have an accent too. I'm from Quebec, so I speak French.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's a great question, Big Kev. So actually, the way Learnerverse is structured at the moment is that there's your course topic, and then when it generates the outline, it generates different modules from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those modules can be as big as you want. So usually it's like, you can think of it as like a large book, and each of the large chapters is a module. And in the chapter, there can be, multiple different sections.
Subsections. Okay.
Yeah. So the AI at the moment generates about 3 to 5 sections per module. But for you, you can customize with as many sections as you'd like. So a module could have, 50 sections if you'd like.
Nice. So here's Adrienne again. She's all about the details. Trust me when I tell you. and rightfully so. Her and I work for another person. I'm gonna call them out there. They're in my community. Sister Soja. She's not on here. She'll probably tune in later, but they're about the details, man. And I appreciate it. Sometimes I'm about, hey, let's look at a 30,000 foot view first, right? And they're like, nah, we need to know the details. So in fairness, she says, hey, listen, for exports, since you did bring that up, are you adding the tiers available or developing new ones, concerned about possible limits?
Good question. So I can confirm that it will come for the higher tiers. So definitely tier 4, you will 100% get the exports and embed feature.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so there you have it, right? A lot of it is, hey, he can only tell you what he can tell you, right? Right now, there's still probably some other things, but that's pretty much what he can tell you. And so and so I'll help you out, Zach, being in the sumoing or the LTD space a lot is, people in the past, people have been promised a lot of things, right? And then it's like, well, that took longer than what we thought, or you wanted it in 2 weeks and we had to go hire or bolt on another piece to be able to present that to you. So we had to change the cost. So we're going to charge you, I don't know, $25-$30 a month, right? I'm just giving you an example.
Oh yeah, I see.
So that happens a lot in the LTD space. And I think by you saying, now what I do also know is contractually, you can't go jerking around on the copy, on the AppSumo copy and doing this. Hey, we promise you're going to have, you can't do that either, because whatever you guys have contractually put together now, that is what it is. But what you've done, you figured out, is based on all the questions, and most likely that would allow people to possibly pick it up, is like, yeah, you've evaluated, people want export. That's something we can do. We can probably build in-house. But we're going to absorb that cost and add that to it, but it'll more likely be at the tier 4 level, is what you're saying. And about anything else beyond that is what it is. But you're saying, hey, based on what we gathered, that's what we got. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I definitely feel the community. Like I understand, like there's probably a lot of tools that come on the LTD space. They grab the money and then run or close shop.
Yeah, what's up with that? Can you tell us as a founder? No, go ahead and finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's definitely not the objective with Learniverse. Like right now, my only mission that I have in my head is to provide as much value to the Simoling community as I possibly can. Right. So of course, I'm thinking about different features to allow to create so much value that the Simolings are incentivized to upgrade with us to the retail tiers. Of course, that's like every founder wants to do that. But right now, I really want to build something that you guys really enjoy using and that really solves your problem. So that's my priority right now.
So I think, all right, good. You guys heard from the man himself, Big Kez. He said, listen, on the embed, will a user on my site have to log into Learnerverse to access a course and use up on my learners? What happens when I fill my quota of users? So not for the embed. I don't think you run into the quota of users or learners, right? Learners. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, right? I'd have to think more through about how I implement this feature. So it's definitely coming, but I'd have to get back to you, Big Kev. You could message me on that thing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good question, right? I'm thinking it's an embed, right? So an embed, it is what it is. And because you don't really have a paywall yet, or is that something, it's more to get a lot more features around it first before you start picking up a paywall? Definitely if you get the embed, it's like, because it can cost a little bit to put together a paywall, right?
Yeah. I think, yeah, we really want to focus on the embed first. Like the paywall, it like involves a lot of complex things like payment gateways and things like that we don't want to distract ourselves from building the core AI features of Learnerverse too much. Right. So I know it might disappoint a lot of users. Oh, no paywall for Learnerverse, and I apologize for that. But we do have to prioritize the core of it.
Yeah, I mean, in my thoughts, right? This is just me, in my opinion, is like most of us have some type of paywall, right? I can't speak for everybody, right? But most of us do have something, right? Whether it be a standalone paywall or whether it be something we can embed it in that we've already taken a payment from, right? And let somebody else has already built out the architect for that and all that other stuff. I just find that if you got to do that, that's going to take a while and all that. I'm not discouraging you for that, but I remember when you first came, I think one of your first comments was, "No, we don't have a paywall." We was kind of hoping you would be able to allow people to come on to Learniverse and you just send them a link to it. And we're like, yeah, that could work in a perfect world, but where we're at now, we kind of want to get paid for our content. We don't want our content to be running around everywhere, right? There's a couple of tools. I mean, Super OK, Sweet Dash. There's a lot of tools that you can put in Charge Keep. There's a lot of tools that we've had the opportunity to purchase that we can put Learniverse on the back end of. So that's just me. I mean, I'm not making excuses. I'm not in everybody's pocketbooks. I'm definitely not pocket watching, but I'm just saying I'd love to see like the embed and the iframe and all that come about. And I think you already said it already. So we had another question I told you she's about the details, but she said, listen, for single sign-on capabilities or API, this could work with an embed if so.
Yeah, so I think this kind of tunes in with the white labeling / scening questions that we've been getting a lot. Like, will I be able to white label my Learniverse groups and CNAME, choosing my domain and all that? So it's definitely features that we're considering, and we're seeing how we need to build it effectively. So it's like we're considering it for the roadmap for sure. But it is quite heavy features as well. So that's one thing to consider. I do want to reiterate that we want to focus on the core AI capabilities of Learnerverse first. And as soon as that's done, we'll envision some more integrations, some webhooks. I know, Jenny, you mentioned stuff like that.
Come on, man, we got to have that, because I want my users, if they do go through if they do sign up through you, I mean, if I had my choice between the webhooks and embed, I'm going embed first, because the webhooks don't really benefit me unless I use your platform a lot. But if I use your platform a lot, then I need to have, like Adrian said, I need to have my single sign-on. I need to have my domain name. I need to have, those are the things that need to come with that.
Exactly.
If
and
I'm
I do
gonna do
understand that.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you're a smart guy. You understand that. So, but I can get around a lot of that with my own embed and be like, you know what? But are there going to be times where I want to just bring them through a Learnerverse Academy? Absolutely. What I'd also want to look at is, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you this. I wanted to look at a possible, what are your thoughts on white labeling? What are your thoughts of us reselling maybe seats to others or anything like that? Has any of that crossed your thought process? Or because we want you to continue to stay in business. So I don't want this just to be about us. How do we help you? We're giving you all the different things and the juicy stuff. We're saying, hey, we need this, need that, but we want to help you too. And not everybody is an affiliate. I'm an affiliate marketer. I'm sure that's something you say, hey, recommend to others. But I may have a small agency as well, where I have clients that want to start their own academy. I say, hey, I started mine on Learniverse, and to see how Learniverse works, I'm going to resell a seat to you, and then you can kind of grow and mature into owning your own license of Learnerverse. You and I could probably talk about that offline. And what I mean is that, because
we could definitely talk about it more.
Because what I'm finding with a lot of founders is they don't have time to chase this low-hanging fruit, right? The monthly subscribers is going to do $25, $35 a month because they're kind of sometimey, right? How do I know, right? Because that's what I offer, right? But just speaking with some founders, and a couple of founders live near me, we've had discussions in lunch, and one of the things they discovered is to say, yeah, we wanted to empower you guys, since you guys came on and you guys joined us and you have a sunken cost already. If we created more seats or more windows for you to resell, then you can just come back and buy seats from us to. That's when you start getting into the white labeling and all that. You could resell your seats. And then if I know how Learnerverse works, I like it and all that, I have a client, they want to get started, or I have a small agency, I can then come and start buying seats from you. Does that make sense? That way you stay in business. And if I'm making $1,000 a month from a client, I don't mind paying you 50, 60, $100 to add more seats, because then you're winning, then I'm winning, and everybody's eating, and you'll still be in business. And what are your thoughts on that? Or we can have another.
I think it's still too early for me to have like really good thoughts on this issue. So maybe no comment for now.
No comment. No comment's a good comment too. I was going to take one of these last questions. We're going to try to get out of here, not just CNAME, granting access if we decide to embed Learnerverse elsewhere.
That'll be available with the Learnerverse authentication system.
Okay.
So if you could embed a course, it could be like gated with a sign-up process, or it could also be just embedded there.
So we'd have like a little option. Depends on where we're embedding. We'll say, hey, for this particular option, I want people to sign on and register. But if that's the case, then I would need my webhooks if I.
Hearing you, Jenny.
No, well, I'm saying if they signed on a single sign-on, or they got in, and once they logged in, I would want to capture that name and email, send it to another CRM that does my sequencing and emails and all that other stuff for me, So we talked about that, but I'm sure those would be conversations. And I know you and I, we've exchanged contact or whatever. If you need to reach out to me, and then I could, because I have a community. If you're bored, shout out to the community. If you're a Hack Pack 3 and above, you have access to my community. Whereas if you came and you wanted to come back, Zach, and you wanted to speak to my community and just say, hey, what are you guys thinking? This is kind of what we're thinking. You wanted to pick their brain. We definitely can do that. And that way we want to build the ultimate tool that you can have. Or you may just say, hey, you may not want to speak to you. You may say, hey, Jenny, take these 2 questions back to your community. Let me know what their thoughts are. We definitely can do that as well. So no, this has been great. This has been very, you guys had any last minute, make sure you guys give me a thumbs up, right? You guys want me to keep bringing founders back, got to give me some thumbs up. You got to give me the juice, right? So I could help out YouTube and YouTube helps us out. If you guys are going to pick this up, obviously guys, you guys can use my code. It'll probably be in the first comment of this video, or it will be in the description somewhere. But let's see, you know what I want to do an experiment, right? So if you viewed this video, not even live, because I think some people saw this live, but if you haven't viewed this video live and you're coming back and you're looking at this maybe an hour later, 2 hours later, I'm gonna put my link in the description and in the first comment. I want to see if we can get Learnerverse to up their price. No, what I mean by that, in all sincerity, because this is, hear me out. I'm an investment advisor. That's what I do. Look for stocks and or investments that have intrinsic value. I believe Learniverse is that particular tool. To prove my theory, if we buy enough of Learniverse to where AppSumo comes and they knock it and say, hey, we see you got some kind of juice. Maybe you got the Jenny juice sprinkled on your stuff, but we see that your tool is doing way better than what we thought, because it's not a AppSumo Select. We had to find this one, a diamond in the rough. Shout out to my boy, Mark Rodriguez. We have to find this particular tool, and we add so much juice to Learnerverse. Definitely at the tier 4 level. We had so much juice that the Learnerverse said, listen, man, we have to raise the price. Here's what happens when they raise the price and you already own it. The value of your purchase has gone up. If you're an investment advisor, that's what I do. Almost 30 years doing that. I understand that if this tool is as popular as people think it is, and I think it is, I think we can push the price up on that. Now, it'll be unfortunate that people didn't get it, but I tried to tell them this was a good tool. And only buy this if you want to put a LMS or learning management system that you want to get into that space and you want to create courses like that. I keep doing it, Zach. If you want to create courses like that, that's going to be fire. So I just wanted to put that out there. She's like, hey, I was thinking not just because B2C, but B2B, where only authorized people can access courses in Learniverse. Yeah, so we got that. I don't think we're done with this discussion. Yeah, I don't think we're done with this discussion, Adrian. I think as they move towards, and once they kind of solidify what they actually want to do, I'm sure he'll be reaching back out to myself or the community and trying to help them shape how they want to put that together. But that's definitely a good.
Yeah, but just a quick answer to Adrian. Right now, you can do that, or you can create a private group and just add the authorized people in there, and then you could move some courses to that private group, and then only them will have access to it. So you can already do that.
I saw that. I forgot all about that. Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's a good point. There's got some things in here that, and now you can change. I think they got the banner thing up there, and then yeah, we got some stuff. Here's what I will say, and I'm gonna put Zach on a spot as we wrap up here. There's a couple things we've asked for already. They've been cranking them out. Not major overhauls, right? He didn't show up tomorrow and say, hey, we're going to add a payment gateway tomorrow. That ain't happening, right? But there's been small things we say, hey, I'd like to see this here, or I'd like to see, maybe you can put the sizing and the spacing here, or move this over. They've done those things. So their deployment and turning around things have been pretty good. And just by me hearing him saying, hey, we got to update tonight, it's going to do this, do that, I'm excited about that. And what I will say, and I'll put him on the spot, and I'll honestly say that here is, since I've known Zach, I guess for 2 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks now, maybe
about 2-3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. They've knocked out a nice little short list of things that we've kind of asked for. Mark has had a discussion with him. I've had a discussion with him. They've knocked out some things, but I think some of the major kind of things that they want to work on, those are going to be dropping here soon. Here's what I will say. Don't sleep on this tool. Don't. 100% built from the AI infrastructure on up. They're going to be able to scale a lot faster. And they're going to be doing it a little bit differently moving forward, just because they're not held by architecture that we've kind of outgrown in the LMS space, Zach, right? There's a lot of tools, and Zach and I've had discussions like, listen, they can't do what I can do. One of the other things I will tell you, and Zach may not know this, he may know it, but what I've noticed that it's a lot less expensive, his AI tokens, because I'm almost thinking because of the infrastructure that they built on moving forward, they were able to, theirs is the way it's priced out and the way it's built. Where have I seen some of the tools that have to bolt on, the cost consumption of the tokens are a lot higher.
Exactly. Because economically, the more features you add to your tool becomes heavy. So you have to support economically all of those different features.
Right.
Whereas if you keep it lean, you really focus on your power features, then you can provide so much more value for, half the cost to your users.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I've seen that. I've built, there's some comparable LMSs that have the bolt on. I can build a full five module course in less than 45 seconds for about 5 tokens. That's crazy, because comparable, it's taken me about 25 tokens on other platforms. I'm putting that out there. I've did the test, and we'll talk about that maybe at a later date, and we'll look as we look at them. Do you guys have any last minute questions? Zach, do you want to? I'm gonna give you a single shot. I want to give you the opportunity. Let me see. I don't think I have any more questions. Let me check Adrian's. Let me check Adrian's run and see if she has anything. If you have any last additional questions, Zach, I'm going to give you the opportunity, and I'm going to give you the floor.
I don't want to say much more, guys. I just want to thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me, and thank you so much, Jenny, for having me. I'm just really excited on hearing your feedback and building a really exciting and powerful tool for you guys. That's really it. If you have the time and you want to review Learniverse on AppSumo, that would greatly help me. So I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, so if you do pick it up and you do like it, or if you don't like it, just say, hey, you know what, I like it. I wish it had this, wish it had that. The reviews actually help get more people interested in it as well. So if you pick it up, leave a review, right? Leave a review if you like it or what have you. I got a couple of hacks already. I may do this for Hackpack TV. I'm going to share with you guys. Actually, if you are Hackpack 4 and above on this channel, I've already given you one hack with Learnerverse already. Zach, I don't even know if I shared this with you.
Oh, no, I don't think you did.
I didn't share it with you. I did that, but I just did it over the weekend because people kept bringing it out. I said, man, I have this tool. Why do I need Learnerverse? So let me show you why you need Learnerverse and what you can do with Learnerverse. And I did a hack. I think I put 2 or 3 other tools with it, and they were like, pew. So if you saw a pickup of sales over the weekend, if you see a pickup of sales over the past weekend, it's because when I released that to my Hackpack TV audience. So if you're Hackpack 4 and above, if you picked up, you should have access to Hackpack TV. I dropped that in there. And a lot of people didn't see that coming. I was like, man, I could do this with this and then do that. So I added that. So yeah, I'm diving deeper in some of these tools. Get Learniverse, people. Do not. One more question. Come on, Adrian, man. One more? Just kidding. Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah. So if we have something, if you want to meet our audience or whatever, my personal community, I'm sure she's probably going to be there with more questions. I always tease her about her questions, but no. So good deal. C-Store. I want to give a shout out to my subscribers who've been running with me, who's some of my major contributors. Adrian is one of those. Big Kaz World. Nakuth is one. C-Store. Big Kaz World. Mashudu, Hourglass. These are people that support me. They showed up for me. I don't see any other outside people. My community showed up for me. They wanted to know what's going on. I appreciate it. You guys have been great. Thank you so much for joining in for this hour of Jenny Juice in the Digital Growth Hacks Club. Zach, thank you, man, for finding time. Thank you for having a nice, clean AI cut model. You guys can comment below and tell me. Maybe I'm just making this up, but you guys can comment below. Let me just like, yeah, he does kind of look like an AI model. So no, that's cool. So I appreciate you guys. You guys, thank you so much. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye for now.